Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your past lives and soul contracts reading. We're going to start your reading off by rolling a few dice just to get some information about your past life energy as well as your soul contracts and karmic contracts. All right, Sagittarius. For your karmic contracts, you just have one coming through for this life. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have other karmics. This is just letting you know that you have one strong, intense karmic, and this energy must be resolved this lifetime. And so this is energy that you owe, that you have got to balance. And so the person this involves from last lifetime, you could be playing it out with that same person this lifetime, or it could be a completely different soul working this energy out with you. But you do have one karmic contract that must be resolved this lifetime, and that's not too bad, Sagittarius, considering that you could have 1 through 6 to roll through on this dice, and you just got one. Next out is your heart connections, your romantic loves this lifetime. There are 4 people that you're going to have very strong emotional ties with romantically. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll only have 4 relationships your whole life. It's just 4 people are really going to capture your heart, your soul. They are going to make you feel love inside. And now we have your I'll try to so you can see. This is your soulmate contracts, and these are energies and connections that tend to be more loving and supportive, but also with these they are meant to, be with you throughout the course of your lifetime. And if you guys fight, if you have an argument, you'll always find your way back. You'll always get it worked out. There's more happiness and joy, love and support in these soulmate connections than there's sadness and pain and chaos. And you have 3 very strong soulmates that you will align to this lifetime. That doesn't mean this is the only amount of soulmates you have, but there are 3 very strong ones, and these are also soulmates that walked with you last life journey. And now for your spiritual lessons this lifetime, you are rolling a 3. So this life journey, there's 3 spiritual lessons that you are diligently working on. 1 karmic energy and 3 spiritual energies, and 4 loves and 3 strong soulmates. So let's get right in and pull the first card to kind of anchor your reading down. Right, so just take a look at that image for a moment and see if it inspires anything or makes you think of a certain place or a certain time period. I was about to say time period. So just take a look. This is the Roman hand, and you may have connection, or I shouldn't say you may feel a connection to like Greece or Rome, or like Plato, Socrates, like philosophy, and just very interested in the architecture and the design of the buildings, things like that. But also with this card, you are somebody who makes a big difference in the world. This last lifetime that's coming through, which obviously will pull into this lifetime, so you make a big difference in the world this lifetime as well, Sagittarius. So that card being the main anchor of this past life energy that's going to come through. You are definitely spiritually evolved, more than the average person walking around, and that could mean that you're very religious, or you just have very strong spiritual beliefs and you live your life accordingly, and you believe in karma and do no harm, and you really don't want to hurt and harm others. With this, I kind of feel people looked up to you. You may have even been a philosopher sharing spiritual wisdom, intellectual beliefs, and information. So let's pull some more cards and dig a bit deeper. Okay, so in your last lifetime, somebody very much betrayed you, and you did not see it coming whatsoever. Next out is love and difference. So last lifetime, you had a relationship that suffered quite a bit. This is a romantic relationship where there was, you know, back and forth. And also for some of you, this could be where somebody just outright dropped you on your ass, rejected you, could have been stringing you along for a very long time. And that could be playing right into this betrayal, all right? And oh, okay, so this is speaking to how you transitioned in your last lifetime, and it's by your own hand, and it probably, and look at that, that's a hand right there. Oh my goodness, the synchronicity in that. Anyways, I feel that what happened here in this romantic situation and the betrayal that you faced, what was done to you, was something that you were never able to recover from or get over. And that's why this happened right there. It's not that, you know, you were having, like, you grew up in poverty and all these things. I mean, we'll pull more cards, but this, I mean, just these three coming out, this really jacked you up and hung you up, and you never ever got over it. You never recovered from it. And you want to know what I feel? This karmic debt that is owed is from you taking your own life in past lifetime by your own hand. Not that you harmed anybody or that you did wrong. That's the debt that you owe, is the life that you took, and it was of your own. And you know, whether you take your life or the life of another, it's the same thing, you know, in Spirit's eyes. It's taking life, it's destruction, and there's lessons obviously to be learned in that. But to me, that's what this karmic debt is about, this lifetime. And so some of you may find that you're very sensitive around this subject, or you may find that you pursue a career in like therapy and counseling, you know, social services, in any way that really helps others who are emotionally or mentally suffering and hurting. You'll be very drawn into those arts, and that could even involve tarot, Reiki, and spiritual work. It's just because this right here is part of your karmic debt, you're going to naturally be more sensitive and drawn into situations to help those who are really struggling mentally and emotionally, you know, due to tragedy or just different things that they've experienced throughout their life journey. And not only are many of you going to pursue a career in that sector this lifetime, you guys are a very strong, solid foundation for many people in your life. They look to you for advice, for comfort, for healing, for understanding. Some of you are the glue that keeps it all together. And the reason why you are like that is because of this. And so life is very precious to you. You might be oversensitive about animals and people who mistreat them and really advocate to protect them. Some of you may be so sensitive to this energy that you are an outright vegan. Okay, it's going to play out differently for each of you, but you know, this is the debt that you've got to pay. This lifetime is for that. And what I feel is you were unable to fully grasp and learn all the lessons that you were meant to and evolve, because this just, it got you, it broke you down. This, I feel, was a very long-lasting romance in your life, and it could have been like your best friend and your partner, you know, were having an affair, or some, like your partner and your sister, or your partner and your brother, or maybe, you know, it could get crazier than that. But it's like whatever happened here was such a betrayal to you. You never saw it coming, that it just sucked the life force right out of you, and you were never able to recover, and it just put you in a great depression. And you know, this right here is the path that you chose because you didn't feel that there was any other option for you because of how badly this hurt you and harmed you. And I will tell you, when I did a past life reading for myself months and months ago with this deck, I got that card too. And right after that, I just randomly, there was this anime video that was recommended in my YouTube. I don't watch anime. And I just, for some reason, I clicked on it, and it's basically a whole story about this soul who's in heaven, and God is saying, you have another chance. You're going to go be in this body of this kid who tried to take his own life, and you're going to live life as this kid and see what it was like for this kid. So he, you know, goes into the body, and he's living the life as this kid for like, I think it's like a couple weeks, and he learns and grows a lot through the process. And at the end of the 2 weeks, the spirit guide comes back, and he's like, you know, what's the lesson that you were supposed to learn? Because he didn't know why he was in heaven, why he had been there. He just knew that he had passed and that there was a lesson that he needed to learn, so he had to come back. And so when he meets the spirit guide, after the 2 weeks, the spirit guide's asking him, and he's like, I took somebody's life. I took my life. And it was so powerful to me because I'd never even touched on that energy. I did the reading, and then that anime just popped up. Spirit speaks through all outlets. And I can definitely tell you, in this life journey, this has been a thing for me. And so in this life journey, you've really struggled with depression. It's attached to your past life energy, and know that, and you're meant to overcome that. This is the karmic debt that you must pay. And, you know, in the little anime series, the neat part about it was that the body that he got put back into was his own body. He was the kid that tried to take his own life. And because he didn't realize that, going, you know, through 2 weeks of life in this other body, thinking it wasn't his, and, you know, seeing this kid's life from a different perspective, when he realized that that was him, it changed everything. And he no longer wanted to perish. He no longer didn't want to be here. He just saw things from a much different perspective. So, you know, if you have really struggled with a lot of depression, I always recommend, you know, professional help first and foremost. I know a lot of people shy away from that, but it saves lives. It absolutely does. And, you know, dig a little bit deeper into your Akashic record, get some Reiki healing to really get this energy up and out of you, and you will balance it this lifetime. And so let's pull some more cards, because I just went off a bit deep there. I'm sorry. I just really felt that for you guys. And I wish so bad I could remember the name of that anime movie. Oh, if I can find it, if Spirit brings it back to me, I will post it, and so you guys can watch it. Okay, Celtic. So here's that Greek and Roman connection. Again, that is where you were. Over there, that's where this lifetime was. And so some of you may really relate to like paganism, Wicca, witchcraft, that type of stuff. Now we have imprisonment and slavery. Ooh, whatever this romance did to you last lifetime, they did you dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. And now we have the Mother. This is a general reading, so obviously you could have been male or female. I'm feeling really strong feminine energy, and like you were a mother and you left some kids behind, or if you were a male, you left some kids behind, you know, through this energy right here. And that's another bit of this debt that you must pay, is the way they suffered after your passing. So I don't feel they come through as karmics. I feel these are more of like some of the soulmates that are in your life, is these kids that you left behind. And they could come through as your kids again, or they could come through as friends, as family members. But they're definitely in your life this journey, and I feel their energy really empowers you and gives you strength when you feel weak, when this energy, you know, it's still a part of you. And once you fully heal it and overcome it, you in this life journey are going to be such a different person. It's like I feel this like kind of dark cloud that you feel is always kind of hanging over you, no matter what's going well in your life, no matter how many things are going right and how happy you are. You always just kind of feel this like dark cloud, and you might not be able to put your finger on it, and it has to do with this energy right here, and you balancing that karma this lifetime. And again, if you really struggle with sadness and depression and loneliness, do whatever you can do to help yourself. You know, videos, Reiki, therapy, counseling, whatever it is you can do so that you can really balance and overcome this energy this lifetime. And so no life going forward will this ever be your outcome or your fate ever again. It caused a lot of pain to those who loved you, but it shattered your own soul, and you have felt it this life journey. And with imprisonment and slavery, this betrayal, it just, you were never able to see beyond it, to get over it. It just hurt you so bad. You became a prisoner within your own sadness and misery and depression. And as much as you tried to move beyond that, you couldn't. It hurt you way too badly. You know, and it could also be, I really feel like somebody like cheated on you, and it was such a betrayal. It's not just like a simple infidelity, and they may have like left you high and dry, left you with the kids with no money, none of that, because remember, you were very important. You touched a lot of people in this life journey, but it just destroyed you, and you were never able to recover from it. All right, let's pull some more cards. I'm sorry if you hear that buzzing. My cell phone's ringing. My Sagittarius daughter is actually calling me right now. That's another synchronicity right there. All right, yeah, look at that. Ace of Cups in this position. Right here with the betrayal. In this position, true blue. In this position, you better watch your back. And look at, you better watch your back. Yeah, oh my gosh. Because look at the Ten of Swords. Yeah, this romance, this person just destroyed you, screwed you over every possible way that they could. And this could have been one big swift thing, or it could have played out over a number of years, but it just destroyed you, and you honestly were never able to get over it. Under the imprisonment and slavery, we have the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So what was left behind is you didn't feel like you had enough to like sustain yourself, to sustain your family. You really feel like it was the end, the doom and gloom. And just depending on what age you were born in, like this is talking about finances and becoming a single parent, it could mean a lot of different things. Or your husband just up and leaving you with nothing. You didn't have the same rights, So the way this all happened left you feeling like a prisoner, where you were stuck in misery and sadness, and you did not have enough resources. And it's like you just felt everybody was against you, and nobody was there for you. And it's not to say they weren't, but it's like nobody could understand the depth of your pain and reach you and penetrate you. Now we have the Five of Swords and the Empress. So there's the mother again. Yeah, when you transitioned, you left some babies behind. And I really feel that you were a female in this last life. I really do feel that, whether you are male or female this life, I do feel you were embodying the divine feminine last life journey. And you've got that with the Empress and the mother. And yeah, it's like you were left high and dry, and you had to take care of the kids and all the finances. There just wasn't enough, and no matter what you did, you couldn't seem to make it. You couldn't stand on your own 2 feet, and it just felt incredibly defeating and completely lacking of purpose for you at some point, and your heart was just destroyed. Oh, all right, let's pull some life lessons here. The healer, religions, and gratitude. Okay. So Sagittarius, here you are as the healer because of this energy, and the way that you help and assist in healing is vast. Reiki, counseling, just being there for somebody, a nurse, a CNA, a doctor. There are so many different ways that one can be a healer, and you are a healer this life journey because of what you suffered in your last life and the choice that you ultimately made. And part of this karmic debt, the justice, is you preventing others this life journey from this same fate. And, you know, I'll tell you, there's a spirit named Eric that I wasn't aware of at the time when I was really, really low, that he was walking with me and he was helping me pull me out of that space. It wasn't until a few years later that I realized who he was, and he was in my life. And he is a spirit who was a young kid, and this life journey was very heavy and intense for him. So he transitioned this exact way. And now what he does is those who are in this energy, he comes around them and he tries to lift them up, show them the light. And he also helps mediums activate and awaken their spiritual gifts. And so for you guys, I feel some Eric energy coming through, and that's why I'm bringing him up to you. Is he is with you, and when you are sad and low, he wants to remind you what life is all about, and to never, ever, ever, ever give up. And he too must pay this debt, but he's doing it from the non-physical, helping all of us who suffer this energy, who are trying to overcome this life lesson right there. And I feel he is definitely with you guys as well. And you guys are healers. Don't forget that. Over here with religion, this to me is, again, where you're just very tuned into your soul, and you live your life either by what you believe, you know, religiously, or what your spiritual callings are, because those are different, right? But that's how you live your life. And in this past lifetime, you were the same way. So it's very surprising to me that this is how you met your end, to be honest. But this was just too much for you. And now we have this gratitude coming through. And so this life journey, Sagittarius, you're just going to see things differently. You're going to fall in love with life in a whole brand new way. Once you face this shadow energy within and this contract is resolved. All right, let's pull you some more cards. Wisdom, psychic intuition, and truth. Yes, you are very spiritually sensitive. You make a huge difference in the world this lifetime as well as this lifetime. And this horrible situation made you feel so small and invisible and insignificant when you were truly, you know, the glue that kept it all together. And this lifetime, you know, with healer and then psychic intuition and truth, you are meant to awaken to spiritual gifts like being psychic, reading tarot cards, doing Reiki, doing mediumship readings. That's in you, okay? So tap into that part of you. It's meant to be part of this life journey. You will help many. Next is exploration, boldness, unknown, limitless. So partly what happened this last lifetime is I do feel you were quite religious, and this betrayal made you lose your religion, but that doctrine and that old paradigm needed to be like torn away, like, you know, rewritten in your akashic, so to speak. It's time for like a new journey, a new understanding, a new religion, a new spiritual way of being. So part of this was, you know, this lesson of this craziness was to shatter the paradigm of, you know, the doctrine of religion that you have been a part of for many life journeys, because this life journey you're meant for like a new vibration, a new flavor, which means a new religion, or being very, very spiritual, which doesn't really follow any sort of doctrine. It's just connection from your heart and soul to the divine. And lastly, we have the root portal, vitality, stability, and survival, and fearful. This is talking about that black cloud that you just kind of feel is always there. You don't know why. It's you have this fear of the rug being ripped out from underneath you. Some of you could really struggle being completely alone on your own. You know, you always have to be talking to somebody or be in somebody's company. And again, it goes back to this energy. And so I do hope that that helps you guys understand some of the different like phobias and dysfunctions that you've experienced this life journey, and understand that you are really working to overcome this, the end of your last life journey, and complete those lessons that you were unable to do so, because this instead of, you know, breaking you down to allow you to completely transform into an entirely new version of yourself, you broke down, and the light, you couldn't even receive the light. It broke your heart, and there was no recovery. There was no recovery from that. At least that's how you felt at the time. All right, so let's we don't even need to look at, because we've talked about it this whole reading, we don't need to look at what this karmic situation is about. I already see it. It's plain as day. So let's get into your soulmate connections and who those people are, to give you an idea. And these are 3 really strong connections that will follow you your entire life journey. Okay, so we have the divine feminine of flames, attractive, charismatic, and passionate. So we got some fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, and completion, elevation, evolution, manifestation. All right, Sagittarius, this person could be a friend, a family member, a romance, but this is somebody that you always just feel really good about. They have the perfect advice. They're very outgoing. They're warm. They're healing. They're smart. They could be very physically attractive as well, but they kind of operate in a higher realm, the way they see and the way they perceive. So whenever you're feeling very ungrounded, you know, you can talk to this person or spend time with this person, and it's like everything's okay no matter what's going on. Being in this person's energy, having their advice, it makes everything feel okay, and like it will get better, and this will pass, and I'm not going to worry, and I'm not going to freak out. So this feels like a very strong soulmate connection, this life journey. Next is the 9 of Thoughts, anxiety, fear, haunted mind, and the light, awakened, soul contracts and experiences. Okay, so this here, I feel, is one of the people that you left behind last lifetime, and the pain, they never got over it either. All right, they were always haunted by the loss of you, and now this lifetime you guys are meant to have a connection in the light, and I feel that they're very healing to you, and you are very healing to them. This is a relationship that is not meant to have pain, treachery, betrayal, deceit on any level. Nope, this is a soulmate relationship that is always supportive, that is always a place that you can count on to receive the light and to feel connected to spirit. So you have two very strong soulmate energies coming in with you this lifetime that will not let you down. They will not hurt you. They will support you. They will be there for you, Sagittarius, until the end. Oh, these are beautiful. And you needed this support because you didn't have it last lifetime. You didn't. All right, next out is the Seven of Flames, competition, jealousy, old flames, and compromise, flow, harmony, opposites attract. So this connection here, this soulmate, feels as though it definitely has a romantic element to it, but you know, I feel it eventually becomes friendship. So this is a soulmate where there's a romantic you know, energy, but it eventually just turns into friendship. And the reason for that is you guys are just very opposite of each other. And also one of you, it tends to be incredibly insecure, jealous, and possessive. And it's just too restrictive for the other in this connection. But you guys are soulmates. And so after the romance ends, you guys will be friends, you know, throughout this life journey because you're soulmates. And this is somebody that, you know, really knows you and will always be honest and straightforward with you, you know, once you get into that just friend zone, and you can count on their opinion and what they think and what they say and what they advise you on. And also the compromise card would be the temperance card in a standard tarot, and you are a temperance. It would be temperance, and temperance represents Sagittarius in the tarot. So here you are showing up in this connection as well. All right, let's pull a few of the soul lessons that come with these soulmates. Paradigm shift. So this right here, this person is somebody that is always going to be there and always going to help you through anything that goes on in your life, any crazy setback, big time change, you name it. This person you can count on. And again, you really needed that energy and support last lifetime, and you probably would have pulled through, but you didn't have it. You were the one that really kept it together for everybody else. Now here we have the Phoenix rising coming out right here. So the same, this is a relationship that you can always count on. This person may be a Scorpio or a Taurus. Over here we have a potential Aries, Leo, or Sag, or that's just their energy. They're very fiery like you are. But this soulmate may be somebody who comes in at a point after you've gone through some life lessons and, you know, some heavy stuff, and you come into this connection with this person, and it's just beautiful. It's of the light. This is awakened soul contract. So this is somebody who will never hurt you or harm you, and through their love and their connection with you, you're able to rise. And, you know, these two could be friend, family member, or romance. All right, this one definitely was a romance. Okay, and we have the manifestor coming through, and that's some Aries energy. And through this connection, you became much more aware of yourself and your magic and the magic of life. This person could have been, you know, had some weird belief systems or was just into some really weird stuff, and you paid attention, and it activated you and interested you, and you learned a lot of new things, and it really opened you up, and it makes you some of you, this could be where you learned some business information to have your own business or be a better boss. Some of you, you know, how to save money. Some of you, this is about the law of attraction and manifestation. It's just this relationship does teach you and make you very empowered due to it. So those are the soulmates coming through. Let's look at these hearts, these love connections that will play out this life journey. And you've got 4. Just remember, that doesn't mean you will only have 4 relationships throughout your whole life that are romantic. It just means there's only 4 people that are going to capture and still Sagittarius' heart this lifetime. So let's take a look at these 4. I just want to make sure I give them a good shuffle since we've already pulled them once. All right, so we have the Ace of Emotions, new love energies, along with the Four of Emotions, habit, routine, ungrateful. So this is interesting. This is a new soul to you this lifetime, actually. I don't see, you know, any sort of karmic. If they're not coming in as a soulmate, this is a new energy that you're meant to work with this lifetime. And it's meant to be experienced romantically, and you do love them, they love you, but I think over the course of time this relationship just kind of gets boring and gets stale. So it's like you're with this person for 1 to 4 years, and the connection of your souls for this lifetime is you're setting up energies for future lifetimes to share with each other. But this is a brand new energy coming in for this life journey with you. Next is the Nine of Thoughts with the Nine of Roses. Okay, so abundance, independence, luxury with anxiety, fear, and haunted. This one here may be a situation, Sagittarius, where you are the one that got away, okay? And this person is always going to think, oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. This person who really screwed you over in this last lifetime, they are meeting you this life journey, but the roles are reversed, and in a really big way. And I say that because you're both coming through as a 9, and this is you this lifetime because of everything that you have been through. Okay, abundance, independence, luxury, strong soulmates, always being able to find your way, coming into, you know, luxury money at some point in this life journey. Here they are nowhere near on your level. You would probably never you get involved with this person and you care about them, but your energies are just way too out of balance with each other. And it's like this life, you walk away from them and it destroys them and it shatters them, and they're never able to get over you or forget you this lifetime. So those of you that, you know, you walked away from a relationship of somebody that you love and they really loved you and it broke their heart and you felt guilt about that, but you just felt like, no, I don't belong there. Have no guilt or shame, Sagittarius, because last life journey, this person destroyed you to the point where you did not feel that you could go on any longer. And so this life journey, it's like the opposite, where you're the one that says goodbye. I don't feel like you betray anybody. You're like, you know, this isn't for me, and you eventually walk away, and they never ever get over you, Sag. They do not. All right, next out is the Four of Thoughts with the Divine Feminine of Flames. Okay, so this is a soulmate. You know, this energy showed up, whether this is a male or a female, but this relationship is where you belong. And you know, we have 4 relationships coming through, and so it's like 3 duds, and then this is the one. So this Divine Feminine of Flames, somebody who's very attractive, charismatic, passionate, outgoing, life of the party, could be very creative, spontaneous, magnetic, electric, just full of life, this person. And I feel like this one is where you belong. Like after you go through these 3 relationships, this is where you end up, is with this person. Like this is your true love right here. All right, and lastly, we have the Nine of Emotions and the Five of Thoughts. So this is a relationship that I feel doesn't get fully fulfilled. You and this person, you know, there's love, there's a lot of passion, chemistry, connection, but the way that you guys fight, there's just no way that it's sustainable. And you know, I feel like after this relationship ends, both of you kind of have a hope in your heart that one day you guys will get back together, because there is love there, but you're just far too incompatible. And this is like where when it's really good, it's out of this world, but when it's bad, it's horrible, and it's, you know, knock down, tear down, drag out fights between you and this person. And so you eventually go your separate ways, but it's like there's this hope within each of you that the universe will bring you back together again someday. But that all changes for you, Sagittarius, when you come in to this relationship here. And this could be somebody that you meet at some point in your life, maybe date, go your separate ways, come back together, you know, or just somebody that you know as a friend, co-worker, colleague for a while, and then at some point you guys start dating. Or this could just be the person you meet after these 3 relationships, these 3 people that are going to capture your heart, and this is your one. This is where you belong. So let's pull some more cards. Four of Intuition, and that's coming out under this Ace of Emotion and this Four of Emotion. I think you kind of are the one that tries to end this relationship and move on, because again, it goes stale, and this person really struggles to let you go. It might be a bit of a stalkery energy, Sagittarius. Over here, this jerk from last lifetime, look at that karmic entanglement. I knew it, Sagittarius. I knew it. Remember, this lifetime, you're the one that's going to walk away, and they're never going to get over you. And that's their karma for what they put you through last life journey. You're going to be just fine moving on from them this lifetime. But they're not. They are never going to forget you for the rest of their days. And you have one karmic debt, karmic entanglements coming out right here. We know what that's attached to. Boom. That is such a confirmation from Spirit. My goodness. Now we have universal reflection right here. Number 11. Look at that. This is where you belong. This is your twin flame. This is the one that's going to be the love of your life, the greatest beyond the all. And with universal reflection, you guys are going to understand each other in a very special way. You're going to have your own way of communicating, conversating, making up your own words, having silly pet names for each other, but also you really connect in the soul. All right. And now over here, we have the intuition mentor. So this person could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We do have some Libra energy right there, some Capricorn energy here. But this coming through as the intuition mentor. Yeah. This person, you guys are both meant to kind of teach and grow each other in the emotional bodies, and you are each other's mentor. And through that emotional growth, your intuition gets stronger as well as theirs. But this just isn't a relationship that's meant to be. This is your one. And I do see like you both wish and desire the universe brings you back together, but that changes, Sagittarius, when you come into this relationship. Whether they get over it or not is irrelevant. You find true love and happiness right here. But this connection, it's just meant to grow both of you emotionally and really mature you in ways. So those are your heart connections, and you do have this twin flame right here, and it's special, and this is who you are meant to be with this lifetime. And you know what, in this life journey, it could have been, Sagittarius, that you met this person and you had love for them, but you may have denied them or rejected them to be with this person, the one that ended up really screwing you over and betraying you. And that's why they're going to be your special one this lifetime, is because that's maybe where you should have ended up last lifetime. But again, you, after this betrayal, you could just never move on. You could never ever get past it. All right, we have, I forgot, how many do we have? We have three soul lessons, strong soul lessons you're working on. Doesn't mean the only lessons. These are just the 3 strongest. So Let's dig in. All right, Four of Manifestations. This is you being really strong and independent this lifetime, where there's no way you making a way for yourself. Next is the 11, card 11, Manifestations Totem. And this here is talking about really using your discernment and your intuition, and you know when somebody is up to no good. Yep, because now look at, you have the intuition healer that comes out after that. Sagittarius, you are spiritually gifted. You're very sensitive. You're empathic. You can pick up on people's BS like that. Do not doubt yourself or question yourself. Oh no, not with these cards coming out. And again, with this, you are still kind of keeping things together. The hand, the glue that holds it all together, and you make magic where people say it can't be done or it will never happen. You make it happen. And part of your soul lesson for this lifetime is to really trust your intuition over everything else. Next out is the Four of Intuition, the Manifestations Mentor, and the Eternals. So this would be twin flame energy right here. This is the card that represents that. And so one of your life lessons, which is all about becoming very responsible and not being there's going to be things that you really want to happen and you're like, no, it must be this way or my way, and that's not always going to be the best way for you. And this twin flame of yours, when you guys are together, you're going to learn a lot about money or business, or you know, how to set a really strong solid foundation, or how to break out of some old thinking and bring you into some new thinking that really helps you out. All right, so your twin flame is a part of this soul lesson, and they're going to teach you a lot. Next is Unanswered Prayers, 9 of Activations, and 7 of Lessons. Okay, so this right here, this is a bit of a heavy soul lesson. There's going to be some things, you know, that play out in this life journey that just don't go your way, where you feel like, you know, God has forsaken you, nothing is happening, nothing is working out. And it's honestly making you more resourceful and much stronger than you currently are. And I see that through this 9 of Activations. And there's like some part of you that needs to realize like that no matter what is placed in front of you, you will prevail, you will overcome. And that's partly why you incarnated under the Sagittarius Sun energy, is because Sagittarius is very competitive. And I will tell you what, if I was a betting woman, I would always put my money on a Sagittarius or a Capricorn. Capricorn, just because they have crazy stamina, endurance, and longevity, and like the stubbornness to get it done to the end, even if they're like on their last breath. And you guys are very similar, but there's a magic to your energy that other signs do not have. And so for you, you've got to understand what's denied you this lifetime is truly for your own protection. Rejection is redirection and God's protection. And so you are working a bit on that this life. It doesn't mean your life is just filled with tons of disappointments, but there's going to be some very specific instances where things don't work out as you had hoped or you had planned. And Spirit doesn't want you to lose heart. See the other side. See the wisdom. Know that you're being protected. Know in some situations you were biting off more than you can chew. In other situations you were walking into the lion's den where you would have been chewed up and spit out. So you're really learning about rejection, divine timing, and trusting your path, and like everything is truly in divine order no matter what. Wow. So, Sagittarius, those are your messages for the past life energies. This was really deep and intense, went much deeper than I was intending for this reading to go. But I do hope that this has helped you and brought you some clarity and some understanding. And I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.